The top attorney at Chicago Public Schools has resigned after an ethics probe that led to the resignation of his longtime ally, District CEO Forrest Claypool. CPS General Counsel Ronald Marmer announced on Tuesday he would leave office December 22. He did not respond to requests for comment. With Forrest's decision to resign as Chief Executive Officer, now is the time for me to take my leave, too, Marmer wrote in a resignation letter to Chicago Board of Education President Frank Clark. Marmer was at the heart of an ethics investigation by CPS Inspector General Nicholas Schuler that was released last week. The investigation concluded Marmer violated district ethics policies because he supervised his old law firm's work on a district effort to challenge the state's education funding model while also receiving six-figure severance payments from the firm. During the investigation of Marmer, Claypool engaged in what Schuler described as a full-blown cover-up and repeatedly lied to investigators by denying he asked an outside attorney to alter a bill for legal advice on the ethics issue, the Inspector General found. Schuler recommended that Claypool be fired and that Marmer be disciplined for his conduct with a penalty that could include termination. Claypool announced his resignation, effective December 31, last Friday at a news conference attended by Mayor Rahm Emanuel and top school officials. CPS ethics policies prohibit employees from having an economic interest in district contracts and also bar employees from managing contracts with entities in which they have an economic interest. CPS awarded Jenner and Block, where Marmer was formerly a partner, with a $250,000 contract last year to pursue a challenge to Illinois' education funding model. The lawsuit was eventually dropped. 6 attorneys concluded that Marmer couldn't manage the contract because his severance payments created a business relationship with Jenner. Claypool ultimately turned to political donor J. Timothy Eaton, who found that Marmer didn't have an economic interest in Jenner and so wasn't in violation of ethics policies. Schuler said Eaton failed to address the ethics policy provisions that prohibit employees from managing contracts with entities with which they have business relationships. Schuler also concluded that Marmer's efforts to hunt for his own exonerating opinion was improper. Schuler did note that Marmer did not stand to profit from the Jenner contract because he was getting fixed payments from his former firm. Marmer told employees that top deputy Douglas Henning would take over as acting general counsel. CPS Chief Education Officer Janice Jackson was named as interim CEO. The Chicago Board of Education will vote on her appointment at its January 24 meeting. J. Perez at Chicago Tribune.com. Twitter at Perez Jr. related. CPS Chief Forrest Claypool resigns after being accused of ethics probe cover-up. Rauner calls Claypool's situation very, very tragic. CPS watchdog says CEO Forrest Claypool repeatedly lied during ethics probe.